Oh my god! It's Crumpetiti and Omega, the Wasabi Bros! They talk so much shit!
It's the Wasabi Bros! Hell yeah!
Welcome to the Wasabi Bros. I'm here with Omega,
Hell yeah.
and today we are going to talk about anime recommendations. I haven't been a big fan of anime for a while. I've been kind of out of the loop. But Omega here
Kind of
watches a lot of
same.
anime.
Kind of
Eh.
okay. It's kind of been the same for me for a while. I just didn't have any interest in anime because Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was like a lot of things couldn't top that. I wanted like that same kind of awesomeness, and I just couldn't find it for a while. So
Well, you're probably way more ahead of me. You were just watching an anime. You told me like
Yeah.
a week or so. Yeah, like you're the last time I actually sat down and watched an anime like from beginning to end was probably maybe 2017, whenever Mob Psycho came out.
bro, like I said, I just wasn't interested as much after Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. But if we want to talk about anime and what I've been watching recently, I don't know where I found that. I think my roommate had texted me one day. He was at work, and it was like a random thought. He was like, "Bro, have you heard of Spy X? I think it's called Spy X Family. There's Hunter X Hunter, which I haven't watched yet. I want to give it a shot because I've heard that it's actually not that bad. But then there's Spy X Family. So I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but Spy X Family, I ended up having to find it. Let's just say that because there weren't a lot of options out there for streaming. So I had to find it. I did. And I love it because without spoiling anything, I'm just going to say that it starts off like setting a mood like it's going to be a serious anime. So even though I'm the kind of guy that I look for the more serious anime, I wasn't disappointed that it gave you the idea that it was going to be a serious anime and then all of a sudden turned into like a funny like sitcom kind of anime for me. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm actually okay with this. This is amazing. So this is my review of that anime. You guys go give it a shot and go watch it because it's really worth it. It's super cool.
Now you mentioned about the Spy X Family. Is that the one? Because my uncle was trying to tell me about this. That it's a guy who's a spy. He is trying to go after some other guy, and the only way to go after this other guy, he has to pretend. He has to marry somebody with a kid to get that kid into a special school.
Yes.
And then the kid is
But-
telepathic or something.
Oh no, you weren't supposed to say that.
Oh,
you weren't
no.
supposed to say that. It's okay. It's okay. That's actually that. I guess that's not. You do end up. The funny thing is that you do end up knowing that in the beginning. That's not a huge spoiler because I'm sure it has come out and it's come out in some trailers or some other spoilers. But yes, the little girl does have telepathic powers, and that is what makes the anime amazing. And the dad, or who is now dad because she was just adopted, just the element of them keeping him completely oblivious about that fact is the reason why the anime is so great and has started so great, because she can read his mind all the time. And if he knows that his mind can be read, he's going to be really careful with the shit that he says, right? And even in his own head, or the shit that he thinks around, his, quote unquote daughter. But I think one of the reasons why she doesn't tell him is because she can continue knowing his thoughts. And so, yeah, dude, it's just it's gold for me. But that's just one type of genre. That's like a sitcom. Japanese listeners, I don't know if you know, because I know we have Japanese listeners. You guys inspired us to be the Wasabi Bros, actually, and we thank you for that. But do you guys know what sitcoms are? And if you don't, American sitcoms are just like funny TV shows that are usually filmed in front of a live studio audience with some kind of every plot is just some kind of issue that we confront and face in our everyday lives, you know. So just think of that in an anime with some comedy. I mean, it's dope. It's dope as fuck. That's all I gotta say. So
I think that's. I'm sure they have maybe what they call like television dramas, and they probably call it something different over there.
yeah.
You know,
That's why I was kind of like, trying to.
one show that I probably one anime that I saw, and I'm sure everyone's heard of this one by now, but one that I saw, man, that dude, to this day, I was like, man, whoever's the guy who thought of this shit. I mean, this is the same guy who's done Mob Psycho, but when I saw One Punch Man,
Oh
I
my
was,
god! Don't even get me started on that.
dude, I'm not even like an anime guy,
Mm-hmm.
and when I saw that, I was like, this fucking show is pure fucking gold. The one of my favorite guy in that whole shit is I think his name is Mur Rider or fuck, the guy in the bicycle, man. He has no fucking powers. Mur Rider or something.
No. It's something. The Moomin Rider or
Movement Rider, yeah, some shit like that.
something
dude.
like that.
Guy-
Yeah, he was.
He's getting knocked out like every
That's
fucking time.
basically that's me in Call of Duty. I'm the I'm the guy that's like like I think I'm doing a badass move and then all of a sudden I get crippled, like literally.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude, and he becomes like even in the show, like the pedestrians and the people in the they fucking love him and shit.
Yeah.
And he's so fucking useless compared to everybody else. He just has a bicycle. That's
They
it.
knew what they were doing with this anime. It's genius writing, honestly, because they got you. They you watch this anime and they get you, dude. They know how to make you sit down and watch the rest of the fucking season and season 2. Season 3 we're waiting on, you know.
I feel like they're making fun of something at the same time while telling an original story.
I think so.
Yeah.
I pick up on that.
Yeah, I'm picking up that whoever was the team that they're mocking other animes.
or like a certain culture or something, like who knows.
Right, yeah, because the whole thing of that this guy, and I like the simplicity of it because at first I'm like, okay, One Punch Man, what does that mean? And it's just exactly what it is. He just needs one punch to kill somebody to defeat his opponent, and he's bored. And how he got his superpowers, he was unemployed and he was trying to get a job or something.
Maybe that's how I'm gonna get my superpowers. I'm poor as fuck.
Dude, I'm about to quit my job, be unemployed on purpose, and just do push-ups and run around the park and see what happens to me, dude.
To run around the park with a fucking hat. Like as you're running around, you just like sticking the hat out at people's faces, going, huh?
Yeah.
$1?
And-
$2?
Yeah, and I like how they have like the S class heroes, the A class, like, and Merman or Mur Rider, whatever the fuck his name is. That guy's probably like D class. Or whatever.
Yeah. I think didn't he end up finally like ranking up at one point in the
I think he
anime?
did, yeah.
And it's like I guess for trying, like you get some points for like going out there, running right into the fray and shit.
I think he got that after he fought that sea creature. I think there was an episode where a sea king came from the water.
Yeah, and it was like pouring and shit.
Yeah, and I think
Beautiful.
he got promoted because like that's when all the people were like cheering him on and shit. And he had still ended up getting. I think he got his ass thrown out of the fucking scene.
Oh my god, dude, yeah, I can picture his face right now. Like, I can picture his face every time he just gets beat to shit. It's like it's an awesome element to the anime.
When the first scene that he comes out with those guys dressed in black, those bully. I forgot what they were, but they were like these villains dressed in black, and he makes his first appearance, and as soon as he's done saying his speech, all you hear is the sound of one punch, and then he's on the floor bleeding, and everyone's like, oh my god! I was like, dude, when I saw that, that's it. I'm like, that's it. I'm hooked. I am hooked, dude. I'm like, this is a fucking show right here, dude.
Dude,
what's another one, man?
I've gone into a mad descent of like anime. right? Because let me explain that to you for listeners, for everybody listening, for you, Crump Diddy. I just came from my son's 10th birthday party before doing this podcast, and his theme was Naruto, and just about I don't know, maybe it's probably been like it's less than a year. I had my kids watching Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball. I know.
Right?
I'm sorry?
You mean when Goku was like a little kid?
Yeah, and I'm going to give an unpopular opinion here, but I actually really enjoyed Dragon Ball more than I enjoy Dragon Ball Z and all of the ones that and anything that came after that. I enjoyed I enjoyed Dragon Ball more than I enjoyed anything, after that. And I just think that Dragon Ball Z, like, I love it. Don't get me wrong. Look, I'm wearing a Dragon Ball Z cap right now. I'm wearing a Attack on Titan t-shirt right now because I went to my son's party and with the Naruto and anime themed. I was just trying to tell you guys how much of I can't call myself a weeb, but I do love anime a lot, right? But yeah, Dragon Ball, man. I feel like there was a lot more magic in that show, or that first Dragon Ball I guess saga that released before Dragon Ball Z or whatever. There was so much magic in there, and I didn't see that magic so much anymore when I jumped from that into Dragon Ball Z. I was like, wait a minute, it lost it. It's gone. It's done.
Yeah. I'm actually going to agree with you on there. You know what's funny is that I actually got introduced to Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z by accident, because I don't know if you remember, they used to show episodes of Dragon Ball, the reruns, right before showing Pokemon early in the morning.
I think I remember something like that.
And I'm talking about, what was it, UPN, the channel, UPN before. I'm talking about before Pokemon went to WB. And I remember if you woke up early enough, you would catch two shows, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, and then Pokemon. That's how they did it. And
I miss those days so much, man. That's when TV actually mattered, dude.
Yeah. I mean, and let me tell you something right now. You know what my biggest problem, and I did a podcast a long time ago about this, why Dragon Ball Z sucks. Let me tell you why Dragon Ball Z, I like the fighting, right? But the problem is before you get to the actual fight, you got to deal with 100 episodes and then going,
yeah. But that's why they made Dragon Ball Z Kai. I don't know if you ever ended up watching Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Yeah, back in 2012 or 2011 or something. I remember Cartoon Network or something.
Way better for me because it's the same exact anime. Except it was remastered and they cut out all the fillers of, oh my God, I think I'm going to come. That whole thing.
That's how it was, dude. It was like, on the next time of Dragon Ball Z. Like, no, dude, I'm sick of that shit. That's why I think Dragon Ball, I agree with you. I remember it having more of this fantasy-like, almost like adventure. Like, you were always curious to where they were going to go with it next. Now that post Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, okay, dude, all right, enough. You
said it, bro. Fantasy and adventure. That's what Dragon Ball, the original Dragon Ball, that's what that is. Fantasy and adventure.
All right. I'm about to say something that's about to get me probably banned from Japan right now, dude. And
I mean, isn't that what we're pushing for in this podcast anyway?
That's the goal. Yeah, that's the goal for me to get detained. I want to get detained in customs.
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, I tried giving this multiple chances. Sailor Moon, trash. I'm sorry. That's for me. That's targeted. If anything, that has to be targeted towards women or little girls. There's no way that shit was the only guy who I thought was supposed to be a badass. What's his name? Tuxedo Mask.
That guy was getting the girl every time. He didn't have to do shit. He just had to stand there, looking like a snacky snack to these to these girls, and that's it. And then he would just open his mouth and say one stupid line with his fucking sultry voice, and that's it. Boom.
They're all squirting.
Yeah, it's definitely a baby batter bath.
And I like how they're all struggling to like defeat these like evil, super powerful creatures, or there's like military tanks, and all this guy's to do is come in. He throws a rose, and that rose he throws is like fucking just like a nuclear bomb, just killing everything. And it's just like, come on, dude, are you serious? Like these guys, these women are the ones with powers, and you just coming in. All 6 of them can't beat this one person. You come in, throw a rose, and kill the person. I mean, I was just sick of that shit.
Well, look,
I mean,
it wasn't for us, though. You know, it
that's
really
the thing.
wasn't. No,
But when I see guys commenting, like, you know, when they put like old videos of Sailor Moon episodes on Facebook, and I see guys commenting like, "Oh my god, this is epic." No, it's not. Shut up. Please don't. You're just thinking that some girl's gonna reply to your comment, like, "Oh my god, you think it's awesome? Oh my god, let me get your number." That's never gonna happen. That's never gonna happen, dude.
it's just our you know, humanity's downfall. You know, we'd do anything for a bone. We'd say anything for a bone.
If you know, well, depending on how they look, I might be a fan of Sailor Moon. Maybe, I don't know. Depends. But I'll tell you that. Have you ever seen? Have you ever seen the? Obviously, I think you have, because okay, so obviously, me and you were big fans of Pokemon when it first came out. The Indigo season, fucking amazing.
I'm still a huge fan.
No, yeah. So they can't. They haven't been
Still
able
a
to
huge
top
fan.
it.
No.
Yeah, they haven't. And I think the main reason for that, they did an interview with the writers, so the 2 of the main writers for that show, and what they did was they wrote scripts that were gonna be appealing to both parents and kids. That's why if you watch those episodes again, you'll notice there's some humor that's actually funny when you're an adult. But when you watch it as a kid, you're like, oh, wait a minute, I get it now. I didn't get it as a kid, but I understand it now.
Right.
That was their thing. Their jokes were kind of like they had innuendos, and you didn't get it. Maybe it depends on your age if you would have caught the joke. But there was another show that actually, in my opinion, I was a big fan of this, and I thought it was probably Pokemon's biggest competitor, and it's not Digimon. I still don't know what the fuck that is. Although I saw a bunch of it growing up as a kid, I never got it. I think Metabots. Have you ever seen that? Dude,
Dude, I've only
bro.
heard you talk about that so many times. And not only back then. I feel like there was some mornings that you would wake up, I remember. We were kids. And all you would do is literally just repeat the same thing over and over all the way to school. I'd be like, hey, Crumpler, how you doing? Yeah, Metabots, like the whole time.
Yeah,
because you just love that show. That and Beyblade at the time. I remember, dude, you were all over that shit.
Dude, Beyblade.
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
You see, that's the thing. This is why I don't belong in the anime clubs. I get kicked out of these motherfucking clubs because I like shit like that. Like
but that's not. But that's the thing. It's not shit. It's actually good shit, dude.
Yeah, I thought Metabots. For those of you who haven't seen this show, first of all, the intro song is like, wow, what a fucking banger. To this day, I can still fucking bob my head to it. Right. But the show it's based in the year 21 something. Like it's 100 years from now, pretty much. 21st century, 22nd century. And it's about these high school kids that they're growing up in an era where there's things called Metabots. Basically consider them as like robots the size of kids. And they either can be meant to help you with school, study. They can be your assistant. They can be assistants to police. Sometimes they're armed with weapons to help police. You think like you name it, and they're there to help. You know, there's robots that are designed to be like assistants to nurses in helping with healing. Mm-hmm. And then there's a popular thing they do, which I know they stole this from Pokemon, is a thing called row battling, which is basically when you have your robots battle, and they're basically every robot has a chip, like a coin in the back that you stick on their back, and that chip is like the motherboard. Dude. It has all the programming in it.
I think you just brought a memory back. Can I interrupt real quick for that?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
You bought the fucking toys, dude. You bought the toys back in the day, and I remember that. Am I wrong? And I remember that you had the different chips. Yeah. Was that not a thing?
Yeah, it was. You can collect the different coins, the chips, and they had each coin had its own unique symbol on it, so you knew which Metabot it was.
I remember that.
And there was a thing, and now this whole thing was a thing. It was popular, obviously, in past history in Japan. So there's these things called rare metals, where they're metals chips, but instead of it being programmed, like the personality being programmed by software, they're programmed by ancient souls, ancient like mythical souls and creatures, and they will put them into metals or whatever. And so if you happen to have one of these rare metals and put them inside your Metabot's skeletal body, it would actually have like a personality. Like it would be like because it used to be somebody mythical back in the day.
Wow.
And yeah, and then they had a thing called the Metaforce, which is I know they copied this shit from Dragon Ball Z, which is only those metals that the rare metals can unleash the Metaforce, which is basically some big Kamehameha beam. And every 4 years they'll do this thing where it's like the Olympics, but for road battles, and they would have the top 3 teams from each country. And you had USA versus Japan. You had, I mean, all this Africa was in there. Dude, it was a fucking badass show. And then
I regret
they
that I never
fucked
gave
up.
it a chance. That's for sure.
Dude, if you would have watched that show with your kids would fucking flip out. Especially
Probably.
my favorite character is the referee. Because there's always you have to have an official sanctioned referee from the Metabot Corporation to sanction every bro battle, and it's the same referee. This guy comes out of nowhere, mailboxes, postal boxes, packages, dumpsters. He flies off of planes, and he's like,
He just like in a hurry to get there every
to get
time.
there. He's always there. He comes out of all these places, and it's stupid humor, but it's what I liked about it was that it had that same style of writing where it's like there's going to be some jokes that are for kids and there's going to be some really naughty, raunchy jokes that you won't get unless you're an adult. And they put it in a way where it was easy to slip past the ratings thing. You know, oh my God, it's not for kids. You wouldn't know because the way they did the writing. All right, what's another anime you remember growing up that was like, oh shit, that you were losing your mind over?
I mean, I am pretty sure that you are expecting me to say this, but Yu-Gi-Oh.
I fucking knew
Yu-Gi-Oh.
it.
Yeah, and I don't know where you stand on there. I feel like maybe you're kind of in the middle with that. I'm not sure, but for me that show had magic, and that show turned into reality for me. It became a reality for me in the sense that I started to get really into the cards, man. And I started to try and come up with as many combinations as possible of different decks to screw people over. And I remember, dude, at that time, I used to be a smart kid. I don't know what happened as I grew older, right? But dude, I was insane when it came to being able to look at all the cards and lay out a plan and say, I'm going to execute this and I'm going to ruin like kids' lives. And I would show up with this one deck. And this deck had Gravity Bind. This deck had Messenger of the Peace. This deck had just all of like the really Just Desserts was like one of the best. Like basically what I would do is I would not let my opponent attack at all, and I would take their life points quickly. Like if you didn't try to attack me within a couple turns, you were done. All 8,000 life points gone. See you later. Next opponent, please sit down in front of me. But Yu-Gi-Oh was magic for me that turned into reality. And I think the anime itself, sometimes, although long and drawn out, it was very special for me growing up,
I'll be honest with you. I'll be 100% honest with you. I actually liked the card game more than the show, but there was one character in the show, and you know what? I need you to confirm this because obviously you've seen the show, right? So you would probably have a better idea of the characters. If I was to tell you about a character in the show, you would probably be able to tell me a little bit about the guy, right?
Probably. I mean, yeah, let's see.
What's the deal with the American guy? Because he's been memed the shit out of, and to the point where people, I think people even overdubbed his lines in a YouTube video, make it seem like he's like a big defender of Michael Bay films, and if you disrespect him, you have to leave Japan. He's like, oh, but this is our country. And he's like, no, this is America. Every country belongs to America. Like, was he really like that in the show? Or that's just somebody that just became a meme and they just went too far?
I think it became a meme and it went too far, but I think it was also kind of taking a jab at the portrayal that the Japanese did of of an American guy. Like, I think he was a little over the top, dude. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I don't meet people like that these days. Like, sure, we're patriotic and we love our country, but this guy was just something else. Like, if you slice his like skin open, if you slice him like right at the veins, it's literally red, white, and blue that pours out like paint. But anyway, yeah, it was a little extreme, dude.
Yeah, I was always it's so hard to find authentic clips of him in the show on YouTube because everybody's basically saturated the market with like the fake dubbed over things where he's just like America and because of this America, and
you don't know the original anymore, you know.
Yeah, I don't know because I remember the cartoon. I would watch it, and I used to make like, I don't care if I say his name or whatever, but I used to make like tell Aure all the time, Aure and Leo and all these people that were big fans of the show. I'm like, wait a minute, he's a little kid, but then when he puts on some sort of thing, he turns taller. What was the point of that?
Okay, so I think that Yugimoto is an ancestor just all the way down the line. Call it maybe like reincarnation, you know, if that's what like that show believed. I'm not sure, but it's kind of just my perspective. Maybe a descendant. And whenever he would put on, or I think whenever he found the, what is that? The Millennium, just basically that item that he had hanging around his neck. He ended up discovering that he could call upon, Yu-Gi-Oh, which is basically a pharaoh, you know, an ancient pharaoh, like an ancient righteous pharaoh. So, you know, that ancestor would come out, would basically like possess his body, or, you know, something like that, if you really wanted to see it that way. But
okay, and what's the whole thing with the stutter that I hear all the time with the it's time to duel? What is that?
That was just, look, whether you'd like to admit it or not, they went very, very hard on the theme song of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that stutter was no more than them trying to just be kind of like stylish, try to be like pioneers of sorts of introducing that kind of like music into the introduction of an anime. But yeah, that's basically it's time to like they just like took that little bit and then they just put it on repeat there as like a statement, you know, like a just to be cool, just to set themselves aside, you know. And it was catchy because everybody fucking says it. Everybody knows it.
The cafeteria, everyone's like, everyone's stuttering.
It's like, why are you stuttering? It's like, it's the song.
Extra spit all over. I thought he was saying that in every episode. I'm like, dude, really?
No.
You don't really.
Oh, no. That would be lame, dude. I would shut it off immediately. You know.
Well, I can probably tolerate Yu-Gi-Oh! Any day over, like, because at least there's a story and it's moving along.
Wait, over what? What the fuck did you just do?
Yeah, that Dragon Ball Z, the 10 episodes of when they're powering up or whatever.
Oh, you make it sound so, you know. Flamboyant, yeah. I was trying to find a non-offensive word that isn't going to get us banned in 2 countries right now, or maybe a couple more than that, you know. But anyway, yes, flamboyant was a good one. Thank you, sir.
So what right now? What's the deal? Because I know you said this, you mentioned this one time, we'll wrap it up with this anime here. But I really want to watch this, but I don't want to. I want to know if I'm going to waste my time or not, but I saw you comment on this. What's that Demon Slayer thing? What is that? Is that really because I know in Japan that was huge to the point where they were even putting it in the movie theaters. And I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Is it Demon Slayer?
Yeah, you're saying it right. And basically Demon Slayer is another anime that has contributed into restoring my faith in anime. I keep seeing these awesome, that's why I'm kind of hooked again. I'm hooked to anime again because I keep seeing great anime, and I've been on like a binge of anime, and they all happen to be great, like one after the other. So I'm waiting to like bump into one that disappoints me, but that hasn't happened, just yet. Like major disappointment. Like I'm like, I can't, this is unwatchable. It's boring. It's not going to happen. Haven't had that just yet. But Demon Slayer basically restored my faith once again in anime. The story is just so heartfelt. It hits you really, really hard. Like they know how to dig in and bring your emotions out while you watch this. They do like a major appeal to, to not only the main character Tanjiro, but his sister Nezuko. Basically, without spoiling a lot, there was a major tragedy that affected his town, and his sister ends up turning into a demon. But there's there's these people out there called demon slayers. They're out to hunt demons, and they finally, they ended up sniffing out his sister. And just as this one guy was about to do the deed, he ends up realizing like there's some humanity left in her. She's obviously has the appearance of a demon and she's very ferocious, but she doesn't want to hurt humans. So I don't want to go again. I don't like to spoil like too much. That may have already been too much. I just like giving little crumbs just to get people to go, all right, it's finally time to see this. But brother, it is magic. It is beautiful. And it's worth, it's worth every minute. That's all I'm going to say.
No, yeah, I gotta see it, man, because there was a point, especially in the fall last year, where basically nobody, especially on my Facebook, where like 80% of my friends are like from over there in Japan, and like all I would see constantly posted on as I'm scrolling down the wall is, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer, breaking records. Demon Slayer breaks new records, breaks box office. And I'm like, fuck, dude. I think the last time, aside from Spirited Away, something like that happened was maybe, and obviously I'm pretty sure that there was quite a few that done this, but to the extent where even an ignorant person like myself cannot seem to escape it or see a billboard of it on the street or whatever, was Akira, like in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Yeah, I think, Akira, whatever. I'm probably saying it wrong. But the guy with the bike, bro, with the red vest. Like, he looked like Michael Jackson in Thriller with the outfit.
Right. I think I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a big fucking deal. So, yeah, so I'll check it out, man. I want to binge watch it now that all the episodes are, I believe all the episodes are out. You can binge watch it.
Yeah, the biggest theme of, and this is the last thing I'll say, that I love about Demon Slayer is friendship. And I know that sounds like, okay, that sounds, well, friendship, really? It's like, no, seriously. It's so heartfelt that it just kind of makes you see all the bonds that, all of these people that meet end up sharing, and how close they end up being and how much they love and want to protect each other. That's why I love that anime so much.
Oh, well, I mean, trust me, man, you and fucking hundreds of thousands, probably millions. But obviously, I get to actually, this is my first time. Actually, well, I did make a post one time, like, what's the deal about Demon Slayer? But I never got around to actually reading what anybody wrote. So this time, it's better because this is the only way I can actually take in information and absorb it. Because I'm actually doing a social interaction on it, as opposed to just fucking typing something and then going back and trying to read it. But yeah, dude, I'll check it out. And before we go, obviously, guys, Omega streams usually how many times a week? Your goal is?
I try to be consistent and do at least 3 streams a week. This week has been very difficult, obviously because of my son's birthday. I've had all my kids' birthdays are within a month of each other. I have 3 kids, so it's been like I'm trying to stream as much as possible. We should be able to bang one out tonight and tomorrow night. So
And so tell everybody how to find you on Twitch.
Well, you guys can find us at twitch.tv/ altogether here, Omega Gaming Television. OMEGA Gaming Television. I think I spelled it right. But anyway, Yeah. You guys could find us at twitch.tv/Omega Gaming Television altogether. That's it. Pretty simple.
Perfect. Well, guys, you can watch funny, basically chilling, hanging out, gaming content over there. It is live, so you can actually interact there, and I'm sure you know that's how Twitch works. But for those of you who are probably new to Twitch, don't understand, you just download the app. It's free. Make an account. All right, and when you go there, obviously say hi to Omega. Let them know that you came from the podcast, or that you know Crump Diddy, or just say hi, man. Show up, check it out. It's live. It's funny. There is no rehearsing. All the laughter and bloopers are going to be there. There's no running from it. And so when you need a fix in between podcasts, there you go. Because he's going to be running it as much as he can every week. Sometimes I'll even be on there too. So you'll probably recognize and hear my voice there too. But overall, be funny shit. Go check it out. And until next time, guys, it's the Wasabi Bros.
Hell yeah. Peace out.
Take care, man. Peace.
It's the Wasabi Bros.